Hello, and welcome to Filmsquatch, the podcast where two guys from the Deep South watch and review movies about Bigfoot. It's that simple. Each episode takes a look at a single film about a Sasquatch or a Yeti, and the guys break it down for you. Patrick and Kendall are true believers, but they're too old, too fat, and too lazy to get up off their sofas and go hunt for a Sasquatch themselves. So they just sit back and watch movies about them. Now, let's head over to the Filmsquatch screening room, where Patrick and Kendall are ready to discuss their latest film.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Filmsquatch. I'm Patrick Bennett, and joining me over Zoom is the crazy Cajun himself, Mr. Kendall Fontenot. Hey, Kendall, what's up, buddy?
Oh, man. Just trying to stay warm, Patrick.
Yeah. I want to know, have you seen a Bigfoot movie this week?
Yes, I've seen a Bigfoot movie this week.
I think we ought to talk about it.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Well, folks, today, or on this episode, we're going to talk about the 2018 film starring Sam Elliott, everybody's favorite cowboy. The man, okay, this is a crazy title now. The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot. It makes me laugh every time I say that title.
Yep.
Kind of a crazy concept. So you want to give them the elevator pitch and let them know what this movie's about?
Well, I mean, the title pretty much says it all. Sam Elliott plays a character named Calvin Barr who goes on basically a sting mission to eliminate Adolf Hitler. And then years later, the federal government calls on him to help stop Bigfoot, who is apparently bringing a plague from the Great White North in Canada to the United States, and only one man can stop him, and that's Sam Elliott's character, Calvin Barr. I think maybe we should take a look at the trailer, and then we'll come back and talk about the movie.
All right, let's roll that beautiful baked bean footage.
My grandfather used to tell me stories all about this one soldier. As he got older, the stories got stranger. Some I believed, others I don't know. But it wasn't describing a man.
Wallet, keys.
It was more like something mythic, legendary. You didn't pull any swords from any stones, did you? But you might have done something. Something bigger, maybe.
So how have you been? You look a little tired. What's bothering you?
Things I could have done differently. Regrets. I shot someone during the war. I never wanted that, even if he had it coming. And he did.
You've heard about the killings up north?
What's the FBI have to do with it?
Imagine all our worst fears about influenza, inhumans, bovine, swine, all of it coming true to life, only worse.
It's the Bigfoot, Ed. The only minute kill it. It's the carrier of this plague type thing.
Well, that's no good.
If we cannot contain the beast, if we cannot destroy it and it escapes, it could mean the very end of our world as we know it.
You're the last resort.
You know, Kendall, man, just the opening music to this movie as it fades in from black into the movie.
Yep.
I mean, they're playing, what was it, Billy Squires?
Yeah, it was. I can't remember the name of the song, but yeah, it was Billy Squire.
Yeah,
and I was hoping because they played that, I thought it would be all over this movie.
Lonely is the Night. That's the name of the song.
But that was the only song in the movie.
But
the rest of it was a score.
As soon as you heard that playing, you knew this movie was going to have a good budget to it, because when you start using a known artist song, just the song's probably going to cost you $20,000 to use,
Yeah.
So you knew it was going to be quite different from some of these low budget independent films.
Yeah.
It's actually going to have a decent budget to it. So
yep,
that excited me.
And just the cast. I mean, when they start listing all the cast members, I mean, some of the names may not be instantly recognizable, but it's all actors that you've seen before in other projects, and they're all brilliant actors. I thought, I'm just jumping in on it. The cast was amazing.
Yeah.
They had a great cast in this film. They had Larry Miller in here, who plays Sam Elliott's character's brother. And Larry Miller, for those of you who don't know, people of my age probably recognize him most from the movie 10 Things I Hate About You with Heath Ledger. And I can't remember the young lady's name in there, but Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it as well. But he plays the father of the two young girls in that movie. And Larry Miller has been in a ton of movies and TV shows over the years. He's one of my favorite actors. Whenever I see him in a film, I know that it's going to be good. I mean, he was in everything from Pretty Woman to Boston Legal, Mad About You. He was in the Nutty Professor films with Eddie Murphy. He's just been in a ton of things, and to me, he doesn't get the credit he deserves for a lot of the movies that he, in, the projects that he's in.
I could have done with or without him. I mean, I could care less about that guy.
Really, you didn't like? What, you're talking about the character, or are you talking about the actor?
I was talking about the actor. I mean, yeah, he's a good actor, but he's nothing that stands out to me.
I love Larry
Kyle
Miller.
Chandler. That's an actor, man.
Kyle Chandler.
I liked him in there. Is that his name? Kyle Chandler, right?
Who is Kyle Chandler? Who are you talking about?
He's the government agent.
Oh, you're talking about Ron Livingston?
Is that his name, Ron Livingston?
Yeah, Ron Livingston. He was in Swingers.
Where am I getting Kyle Chandler? Was that a character's name he did?
Maybe so.
He
was in Office Space.
The guy from Super 8 that played the dad.
I don't remember.
And he was on Peter Jackson's King Kong, right?
He was in the movie Office Space. That's probably what he's best known for. And he's also in The Conjuring, and then he was in Loudermilk and Boardwalk Empire.
Okay, am I getting two actors mixed up here?
You may be.
Who's the guy in King Kong that was the actor that they brought along?
Man, I don't remember. You realize how long it's been since
I watched King Kong? Who's the guy in Super 8? You've seen...
Yeah, but I don't remember the dad in there. It's been so long, man. Peter Jackson's King Kong was boring. And then Super 8 was good, but I just don't remember the father. I've only watched it maybe twice. But yeah, Ron Livingston, I mean, he's been in a ton of stuff. I mean, I can look him up and let's see. I can check out some of his projects here.
Yeah, see if it's the guy I'm thinking of that was in King Kong.
He was in The Time Traveler's Wife. He was in I already said The Conjuring. Let's see. He's been in a bunch of stuff. But I remember him most for being in Swingers with Vince Vaughn. That was one of those movies from the 90s that stuck out to me. Let's see. Let me look up Kyle Chandler. Kyle Chandler, he was in the Godzilla movies, wasn't he?
Yeah. So that's two different guys?
Yeah, that's two different guys.
They look just alike to me.
Let's see here. Yeah,
that's what I thought was in this movie. So
Kyle Chandler was in Friday Night Lights.
Yeah. Okay.
He was in The Mayor of Kingstown, early edition back in you're
okay, you hit it, early edition, but that's not this actor.
Absolutely not. No.
Dude, that could have fooled me. I thought they were twins.
Now, Ron Livingston in his own right is a good actor. Don't get me wrong. I really like Ron Livingston. But yeah, he's probably best known by folks for Office Space.
I like Loudermilk.
And
I thought that
maybe
was
Swingers. Yeah, Loudermilk's real good. Yeah, he's a great actor. Aiden Turner was in Poldark. He plays the young version of Sam Elliott in this movie. He was also on the series The Romantics and Being Human. He was on that series as well, the British version, the original version of that film. Not a series, I mean. But yeah, man, and you have Caitlin Fitzgerald, which honestly I don't know much about her. She did a good job in the movie. She was in a series called Masters of Sex, which I haven't seen, and then she was on a series called Sweet Bitter. I don't know a whole lot about her, but she plays the love interest in the movie, and it's not a very big role, but she's very good in it. She does a very good job in it. But yeah, that's your main cast right there.
Well, let's talk about the star himself, Sam Elliott. Man, I love Sam Elliott in anything that he's in. I'm talking, from Roadhouse, and you ever see The Ranch, that TV series?
Yeah, with
He's
Ashton Kutcher
and
and
Ghost Rider.
Yep.
Just any Western. I mean, he's probably more known for his Western characters he plays, but
all those TBS Westerns he did with
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck, yeah.
Yeah. But he's great, man. He's a great actor. And even the commercials, like eat what is it, the pork or whatever, the what's for
the
dinner,
beef commercials. And then he's in the USAA commercials now with that football player, Gronk.
But just his voice, man. I mean, he does so much with just the voice. I mean, great actor. I'll tell you, when I was a kid in the 70s, he played Evel Knievel. I watched, it was a made for TV movie pilot. It was Evel Knievel, and he was the star. And sadly, it didn't get picked up as a series, but I thought he did a good job. But I mean, he didn't look like Evel Knievel. I mean, Evel Knievel wasn't, that tall and skinny and stuff. But
he was in my favorite Western of all time, my favorite modern Western, I should say. And that's Tombstone. He was in Tombstone. Shane, for those who are wondering, Shane is my favorite Western of all time. But my favorite modern Western would be definitely Tombstone. No, he wasn't in Shane. He was in Tombstone.
And there wasn't a Bigfoot in Shane or Tombstone.
No.
Should have been. Would have made it a better movie.
But yeah, Sam Elliott's definitely one of my top actors. I mean, he's up there. He like you said, he's been in so much. Pretty much any Western that's been made since 1980, he probably was in it at some point.
Yeah.
He's in a ton of stuff.
Well, let's talk, Kendall, about the cinematography. What'd you think about the looks and everything, and the shots, the scope of the film, the feel of it?
I thought that a lot of the shots where I'd say like your mid-range shots with Sam Elliott running through the forest, the mid-range stuff looked good, but it was the wide angle stuff that I didn't really care for. Especially at one point in the film, there's a huge fire that's burning. And to me, that looked so fake. It kind of pulled me out for a second. I liked whenever they would do the flashback sequences, whenever it was young Calvin, especially the opening, whenever he's going to kill Hitler. I thought they did a very good job with that.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, it was good. Just a few things, especially those wide angle shots, to me, they looked fake. It didn't look right. You could tell they had doctored them.
I thought for the most part, it was a well-crafted production. I don't really have a lot of complaints about the cinematography. Looked like they had a budget they were working with, but a few things like you mentioned with the fire and stuff. Could have been better. But what about the let's talk about Bigfoot. What about the costume?
It almost looked like Bigfoot hadn't eaten in a while. I mean, especially in his face, his cheekbones, all that was sunken in.
Yeah.
He looked at it kind of emaciated, and his eyes at some points they would be bright blue and white, and at other points it was like a skull.
They kind of like alien eyes, like weird, just big and weird looking eyes. But I want to say Bigfoot's only in this film for just a few minutes. It's towards the end of the movie. I mean, in fact, you go through like a whole hour of the movie before they even mention Bigfoot.
Yeah.
So he's not that big of a part of this movie.
And he doesn't have big feet either, because they
I'll tell you, the whole creature wasn't pretty. I don't think he was that big. He wasn't even bigger than Sam Elliott.
No, he wasn't bigger than Sam Elliott. He was lean.
Yeah.
He looked more like
to me, he looked like Gollum with those big eyes and some weird teeth.
kind of like Gollum.
Yeah.
Or maybe like kind of a basic ape man from say like The Lost World, the old silent film.
Yeah.
An ape man, more ape man than Bigfoot or gorilla.
Right.
He was, he was okay looking. I did like the fact that he was fast, and it almost seemed like he was intelligent. He was definitely intelligent, because I don't want to give away anything, but he does do some stuff that fools Sam Elliott. He fools Sam Elliott's character on purpose a few times. And this creature, he looked good. He looked okay. He looked realistic. I'm not complaining about the overall look of the creature, but he definitely was more ape man than Bigfoot to me.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I didn't care for the looks. I didn't think it's a Bigfoot film, not a
average foot.
Yeah, not. Anyway, what else you want to talk about this movie?
We didn't talk. We didn't talk about the poster. The poster I thought looked great.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Other than the word Bigfoot in the title, there's no references to Bigfoot at all. They have the fire in the background.
There is one, but you got to look for it, man. Sam Elliott is standing on a swastika. And if you look real close, you got to notice it. Like, you got to study it. There's a Bigfoot footprint in the middle of that swastika.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
But it's not noticeable. You got to really be studying that poster to see it. I think they should have made it a lot bigger.
Yeah. But to be fair, as little screen time as Bigfoot gets in this movie, just having a footprint on the swastika kind of does it for me. I think this honestly would have worked better if they took the Bigfoot out of the film.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that in a little while when I got down to my rating. But I definitely agree with you there. I think putting Bigfoot in this movie hurt it.
Yeah,
I think it would have been a much better movie with just Sam Elliott's younger character going and killing Hitler. It should have been called The Man Who Killed Hitler.
Yeah.
And you know what, though? They could have made a sequel with that same character, then being hired to go, or given a mission to go kill Bigfoot. Second movie could have been The Man That Killed Bigfoot.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
They could have used that same young character going after Bigfoot, and Sam Elliott reflecting on it, telling a story or whatever. But I think it was forced. Like, it's just too much. It's like saying the man who went to the all-you-can-eat buffet and then ate chicken and waffles. It just kind of doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know why the Bigfoot, as they call him.
Yeah, I guess was this based off a novel that somebody wrote?
I don't know.
Or was it just a screenplay? Because it just didn't fit.
Yeah, it was directed
it gets your attention. The title makes you curious,
Yeah,
but
it was directed by Robert Krasowski. I guess that's how you say his last name. I'm probably butchering that, but yeah, if he was going for weird, he wrote it too. If he was going for weird, he got the weird a little, but Bigfoot was unnecessary or Hitler was unnecessary. One or the other was unnecessary.
Yeah, pick one.
He should have gone after Hitler or should have gone after Bigfoot, because when they were doing the whole Nazi stuff, the whole World War II thing, I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, it was great.
It worked great as historical fiction. But whenever they threw Bigfoot in there, I don't know. And I like Bigfoot. I wouldn't be doing this podcast if I didn't like Bigfoot. So, to me, that says something about the movie.
Yeah.
That Bigfoot shouldn't have been in this movie. Yeah,
well, Kendall, let me ask you, man, what was your favorite scene or scenes in this film?
My favorite scene is the moment that he's going through security, that when young Calvin is going through security through all the checkpoints to get to Hitler. And you see him, give up all of his weapons and give up everything. And then while he's walking down that hallway, he starts assembling the gun.
That's what I got right here in my notes, man. That was my favorite scene.
Yep, that was perfect.
Had nothing to do with Bigfoot.
Exactly.
But it's him making a weapon to kill Hitler with.
Yep.
I think what is he use? He used like ink pens, the barrel of the
flask.
gun.
Yeah, and he used a flask.
Alcohol flask was like a silencer.
Yeah.
And he had his cigarette lighter was like a clip with the bullets.
Yep. He pulled something out of his heel.
The trigger net was, but yeah, he assembles this whole weapon as he's walking. He's pulling stuff out and click, 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 click. And by the time he reaches Hitler's office door, he's got a pistol.
Yeah, and he's nervous.
Yeah.
I thought, Aidan Turner did a great job showing how, he was under a lot of pressure to get to Hitler and then kill him. And then nothing happens after that. Hitler's dead. No one knows who killed Hitler.
Right.
It's all swept under the rug. And later on in the film,
I like how they said it really didn't have an effect on the war.
Right.
Because they had all these lookalikes of Hitler.
Exactly.
Nobody knew Hitler was dead. So
yep.
Assassinating him really didn't solve anything.
Yep. That was probably my favorite scene.
I have another favorite scene, and again, it has nothing to do with Bigfoot in this movie. It's when Sam Elliott is getting carjacked by those 3 or 4 guys.
Oh yeah.
And he just beats the hell out of them. That was pretty good. I like that.
Now I will say his big fight with Bigfoot. I'm not going to say what all goes down in the fight. I thought that was very well done. As far as the Bigfoot sequence, my favorite part was whenever he does the deed. Yeah. I'm not spoiling anything by saying he killed Bigfoot because he does. It says that in the title.
Right there in the title, yeah.
But when he kills Bigfoot, the way he reacts to killing him, I thought that showed some of Sam Elliott's acting chops. I've never questioned Sam Elliott's acting chops, but I thought that showed just how good of an actor he is whenever he reacted the way he did. I'm not going to say how he reacted, but the way he reacted. There were a lot of parts in the movie that dragged for me.
Yeah, it was kind of slow.
It was a slow-moving film. There were a lot of quiet moments where nothing really happens. It's just,
I think Calvin. They were trying to convey the loneliness that Sam Elliott as a single man that, went through the war and he has all these secrets he's not supposed to share with anybody.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like PTSD and loneliness all rolled into one, showing how that's affecting this character,
Yep. But you want to talk about the music other than Lonely is the Night?
Other than Billy Squier, which that was it.
Yeah, that was pretty much
I thought it was going to have a good soundtrack after that first song, but it didn't.
That was the letdown.
I don't know. I was looking more at the assassination of Hitler and all that than listening to the music,
Yeah. Yeah, I really wish they would have been The Man Who Killed Hitler.
Yeah, I think they really
it would have been a great movie if they would have just stuck with that. Yeah. Is there anything else that we need to talk about before we go to a rating?
No, man.
Special effects. I already mentioned the lame fire CGI.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was the Bigfoot
special effects.
Yeah, it was just the Bigfoot, the creature, which he looked okay for what he was. He just wasn't
a skinny
Bigfoot.
Guy in a suit.
Yeah. And in like the shooting with Hitler, I like the way that they showed the blowout of the back of the chair.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
That looked good. But that was pretty much it. I thought as far as the period specific clothing and vehicles and all that, everything looked great. It should be noted that this movie takes place in the late 80s, but all of the flashbacks take place
40s.
during World War II.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's a good movie with a great cast. I think that's probably the thing that elevated this movie for me was just how great the cast was. Thought they did a good job.
All right, Crazy Cajun. Let's hear it, man. How do you rate this film? What number of Bigfoot tracks are you going to give it?
All right.
And why?
Well, I had to do something a little different with this movie because it is such a good historical fiction film. But as a Bigfoot movie, I'm giving it a 4. I'm giving it a 4 Bigfoot tracks out of 10 because if I were rating it as a historical fiction film and you threw Bigfoot out, I'd probably give it 8. I mean, it was a very good historical fiction movie. But as far as a Bigfoot film, no. This movie, it's almost Bigfoot name only. There was no point to having Sam Elliott's character go after Bigfoot. I mean, all he did was go in the woods with a gun and chase Bigfoot down. To me, there's plenty of younger, like Green Berets or somebody that could have been thrown in to do the job.
You're reading my notes, man.
I mean, it was kind of ridiculous. Why did you have to get this old geriatric guy out there hunting this creature that can move fast?
I got right here geriatric. I got Green Beret.
Bigfoot was fast moving. Yeah, you throw a Green Beret in there, it would have been over a lot quicker. Sam Elliott wouldn't have broken his pinky. All that good stuff. Yeah, I'm going with 4 Bigfoot tracks, and that's mainly because of how good the cast was. But yeah, 4 Bigfoot tracks for me. It's a good movie if you like historical fiction. It's a big dumb movie if you're just watching it for Bigfoot. Yeah. So how about you, Patrick? How do you rate this movie?
Dude, I'm right there with you. I thought the movie was dumb. It was dumb after, the Hitler part was over. It got dumb. They should not have had Bigfoot in this movie at all. It just made it stupid.
Yep.
And like you were saying, why on earth, if you need somebody to go kill Bigfoot, would you come and find an old geriatric, veteran who's having health problems and got problems with his knees and his feet or whatever, and send him on a mission, and they try to explain it. They say something about Bigfoot has diseases and Sam Elliott's like immune to them, like one of the only people immune. I'm like, dude, you're just making stuff up to try to make him fit into the movie. They should have got a team of Green Berets in hazmat suits with automatic weapons and grenades and drop him off on that mountain, and they would have taken Bigfoot out. You don't have to go get an old geezer to.
And they took a cheap shot. They took a cheap shot at Canada. Ron Livingston's character. They asked. He says, something like, "Our friends to the north, God bless them. They just didn't have the firepower," or something like that. And he says, "I've got all the latest and greatest from my personal arsenal." And so he said, "Really?" I mean,
but all he takes is a rifle and a knife.
Yeah, a rifle and a knife. That's all he needed, and a sensible jacket.
Yeah, it got dumb really fast, man. Yep. But look, I'm exactly in tune with you, man. I got my notes. I give it a 4. I said I give it a 4 as a Bigfoot film. I would have rated it much higher just as a military fiction if Bigfoot wasn't in it, Yep. So I did think Bigfoot hurt this film, but it's not a horrible film. Well, I enjoyed watching it. I've seen it before. I actually saw this one at the theater when it came out, and I like seeing it on the big screen, but I remember walking out of there just quiet. Didn't know what to make out of what I just saw, But yeah, definitely Bigfoot ruined the movie.
Yep. And that's sad for us, being a podcast about Bigfoot movies.
Sure.
That Bigfoot was the worst part of the movie. But yeah, that was. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just to say that's all I've got to say about this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a whole lot. Really good production values, but a dumb story.
Exactly. So it's very underwhelming. So Kendall, you know, I want to thank our listeners. I told you before, reading the stats and that about our podcast, we're being listened to in 12 countries. And I want to thank all of our listeners, man. Y'all mean so much to us. Thank you for your support. Hope you keep listening. Tell your friends about us. But I want to give a huge shout out to, all of our listeners here in the US, but also in Canada and in Sweden and in Peru. That's the top 4 countries listening to us right
The
now.
U.S., Canada, Sweden, and Peru.
Yeah, it's the top 4 countries. But
Cool.
I'm also thrilled, see other people listening from the UK and Ireland and Australia. I'm reading down the list here. We're reaching people in Iceland, Germany, Hungary. You all rock, all of you. Thanks so much. I want to know where y'all are from, like in Iceland, where you listening to us from, and who are you? Drop us a line, tell us who you are, what you do, what your favorite Bigfoot movie is, or maybe give us a Bigfoot movie you would like us to review that we haven't yet. We'll read your letter on one of our episodes. So make sure you send us a message or email, whatever. You can find us. You can contact us through our social media pages or go to our website. There's a link to messages. But yeah, you all rock. Appreciate you.
Yeah, and if for those of you who live in the United States, if we ever happen to go around wherever you are, whether it's at a convention or just some kind of an event, keep an eye out for us. We'll be popping up at different events, but come say hello to us. If you're Canadian and we ever make it up to Canada, definitely come and talk to us. Because we want to talk to y'all. We want to get to know you all, and
we want to know why
Bigfoot movies.
Your superior firepower wasn't enough.
Yeah, Canada, come on.
And you had to send in a geriatric veteran with a knife and a rifle.
Yeah, man, with all the big hockey players they got in Canada, I'm pretty sure one of them can handle Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I love Canada. I've only been there one time in my life, but I enjoyed my time up there. So, yeah, thank you. Just like Patrick said, thanks to all of you who are listening to us. It kind of shocks me because I don't have access to these stats. So I'm hearing it when Patrick speaks about it, and knowing that folks in Peru, Canada, Germany, the UK, all over the place, that makes me feel good. It also kind of scares me because I wonder if these people are in these other countries thinking, look at it, these two morons. But no, I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys for listening to us. And now you can watch us with the YouTube stuff. So thanks to each and every one of you. Appreciate it.
Hey, I want to mention before we sign off here, you've probably seen it on our social media pages, but Filmsquatch, we're going to produce our own Bigfoot movie. We're going to give it a shot. We're going to start off with just a short film to see how it goes, and if it turns out good, we'll probably try to, extend it into a feature film version. But a little bit, I want to mention we're in pre-production now. We hope to shoot maybe in April of 2025. Very excited about it. We actually went up to West Monroe, Louisiana. We found the guy that we want to play Bigfoot. He's like 6'9". He's a
short fella
and just a huge guy.
Yeah.
And we took a costume that we had made up there and to do a fitting, and we took measurements to do some alterations to the costume. But I think he's going to work out well for this. We're so excited. And we'll keep you posted on each episode. We'll give you an update of where we're at, and you'll see it on social media and stuff. But
and I give you a no Hitler guarantee. There will be no Hitler in this Bigfoot movie.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, thank you all for checking us out, and just keep an eye and an ear out for us, and hopefully we can run into some of you, or we'll be back soon enough with another episode. So before we sign off, Patrick, I guess I have to ask you a question. Whenever you're old and you're living in a nursing home, and the world is the situation of the world is going south quickly, You get a call from the federal government saying you need help up in Canada. They need help in Canada. And you go up there. What are you going to be doing in the Canadian wilderness?
First thing you need to do is watch your back, because Bigfoot is out there.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Filmsquatch. If you like the podcast, please leave us a 5-star review and tell your friends about us. Make sure to like us on Facebook and join in on some of our interactive discussions. Remember, Bigfoot is out there. Watch your back.